What really makes me so incredibly excited about joining the Zest board is I love their mission, their passion for results, but also the fact that they care about individuals. They care about helping the same marginalized communities that I've spent almost 3 decades trying to help. Zest is doing that just as well. I'm excited that they have been able to increase minority loan penetration by 40% with all other risk variables being held constant. That means more than 40% individuals now are going to get those car loans that they need to go to and from work. That means that more than 40% are going to get those mortgages for sustainable home ownership for their families. That means that 40% are going to drive the American economy. That is why I am excited about Zest, because of not just the mission and purpose, but because of the outcomes that have been demonstrated by the strategic use of their technology. One of the things that I certainly was adamant about doing when I created the Office of Innovation at NCUA, I wanted to show that regulators are not anti-innovation. I recognize that having come from Wall Street, having come from Main Street banking, I recognize that the regulators have the ability to either contribute to the successful use cases or to its demise. I wanted to, without a doubt, to let credit unions know if their regulatory body was creating an Office of Innovation, it meant that the NCUA believed in it. It meant that it was something that they wanted to see move forward, because I mentioned that fact that credit unions serve 138 million members. If those 138 million members are not having access to today's technological advances, what do? They flee. They go to those financial institutions that are able to meet their financial needs. What do I do then if I, as a chairman or if an erstwhile regulator, what do I do when 138 million people leave? I no longer have an agency. I no longer even have an industry to regulate. That is why I believe that financial technology was so important to the credit union system. It wasn't looking at the latest shiny toy. It was about self-preservation and preserving the industry. I know I often used to say in a lot of my speeches that fintech is the future of finance. You know what? It's not. It is the present day reality. If companies and organizations are not marshaling their resources now towards using these technological advances, they are choosing to ignore scale, they're choosing to ignore service. It is so important that we look at this as not a fleeting fancy, but as a strategic imperative. What I hope to achieve as a board member at Zest AI is to really empower and to continue to unleash the great work that they're already doing. You all have already exemplified all of the tenets of ethical use cases of artificial intelligence and machine learning. You all have really gone far broader than any other group that I know of in terms of meeting with your regulatory peers. You've met with NCUA, the OCC, the CFPB. I know a few other peers who have done that. You're doing that because Zest wants to do the right thing. I want to do the right thing. In my oversight of nearly $2.2 trillion in credit union assets and 138 million members, I sought at every given moment to do the right thing by being purpose-driven and mission-driven. And when I had an opportunity to join the Zest board, I found that I was joining another institution that was purpose-driven, that was mission-driven, and that shared my belief in the powerful tools that can be used, the technology, to bridge the economic divide.